Top lineup is back, baby.
Ew. Ew.
Episode number 38.
38.
We are back. A little postseason. It's been a minute. Been busy, but we'll get you a quick rundown, catch you up on some things you might have missed. I hope you didn't miss them. If you're listening to us, you probably haven't missed them.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, I've been getting hit up by a couple people. Some of our avid followers. Baca and Villar. Hey, Soto, when are you guys gonna record? So I think people have been itching for this one. Here we are.
Right out of the gate, this is not the best move.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen better moves. The Cardinals have let go of Mike Shildt, and they're quoting it as philosophical differences. So I have a really good philosophy. Okay. My philosophy is win baseball games. That's a pretty damn good philosophy if you want to be a successful major league manager. And when you win 17 of those in a row, I mean, that is pretty good, I would say. When you have a team of kind of washed up stars, and they're producing, and they come to life, and these unsung heroes of
Tommy Edman,
Bader, O'Neill, right? What else do you need from your manager? And there's something that's not going on. There's something that's going on here that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a bad move by the Cardinals.
Yeah, just to put, just adding to that, we talk about winning. So Mike Shildt has only been with the organization as a manager for 3.5 years. Okay. And his overall record, he has 252 wins, 199 losses. He's made 3 playoff appearances, guys. 3. So how is that not successful? The half aspect was when they fired Mike Matheny and he stepped in, and they still had a winning record. They actually had a better record with him than Matheny. So I just I don't quite understand the philosophy behind this decision, but I guess we'll find out. At least I hope we find out, because I mean, he's just based off of the team as a whole, I feel like he's done a pretty good job. And hey, I mean, Padres are gonna be looking for a manager, so
could be a good fit.
Could be a good fit.
Seems like he has control of his clubhouse, and that's exactly what the Padres need. Last thing before we move on, is they are keeping the entire coaching staff, which usually the manager chooses the coaching staff. This is not going to be the case in St. Louis, which automatically erases the big ticket managers, your Buck Showalter, your Bruce Bochy. They're not going to come here. This is, and quite honest, if you're a manager, this is, usually you want to go to a team that is going to win games right off the bat, and that is the St. Louis Cardinals. However, this relationship of, if you're going to win 3 years in a row and that's still not good enough and you could get fired, I just don't know how many managers are going to want to come into a job like this, quite frankly.
It's going to have to be an up and coming type person.
Sure.
I think Skip Schumacher might be a good choice, coming over, since he's played for them, right? He understands the culture. Obviously, hasn't really managed, but again, he knows the culture in St. Louis. He's one of those guys that a lot of people are looking to be that next manager. From what I've heard, there's a lot of conversations around him being the manager for the Padres. I've heard that. I think the Cardinals would also be a good potential fit for him, just because of the culture.
Interesting decision coming out of St. Louis. Jose Molina.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah. On the coaching staff for the Los Angeles Angels, and he will not be returning for 2022.
From what we see He was let go, so not too sure why. I feel like this is a good indication that they're going to start cleaning house a little bit within the coaching
Mm.
staff. I feel like something needs to change, right? Something needs
And
to
it
change.
starts at the top.
Dude, if they
It
get rid of
is.
Joe Madden, that's gonna be crazy. I give him one more year. If it doesn't go well, then obviously he's out. But yeah, it's I mean
I mean,
he was a catching coach. So that's I don't want to say that's a low like role, but like they didn't have any like high impact catchers that I would see like that they'd want to let him go. So again, it might be that a culture thing.
yeah, the Angels are gonna angel. I don't really have much on this one. Have a pitching staff, and then we'll talk about your coaches.
Exactly.
Um, this was cool. I saw this.
Mm-hmm.
Minor League Baseball partnering with Marvel,
Mm.
and 96 minor league teams will be featuring a themed Marvel game where they wear, Marvel jerseys, whole 9 yards, which is
Mm-hmm.
awesome. The minor leagues have these theme nights, and it brings excitement. It
Mm-hmm.
grows the game, right? You
Mm-hmm.
think about what towns minor league baseball is in. Well, they're in towns that usually major league teams aren't near, and we're lucky. Stockton, Modesto, San
San
Jose,
Jose.
they're somewhat close to teams. But you think about the Vegas Aviators, right? They're not close to a major league team right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but it's a good way to grow the sport in these areas where there's not a major league team.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you might be a Marvel fan and say, "Hey, I want to go check out this game because they're giving out a Spider-Man bobblehead or whatever,"
Mm-hmm.
right? But you just got a butt in the seat to watch the young up and coming stars. So this is all around good stuff. Good stuff from um, minor league baseball, and honestly, Disney for making this contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the next 3 years. I think that's
Yeah,
like a guaranteed 3 years, and then maybe they'll renegotiate. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm excited. I haven't
good
gone
merch,
to. Yeah,
good
I
hats.
hope there is a Sounds Like Giants like type thing because again, is it? I'm not too sure. I would have to look into it. There's not just 96 teams. There's more than that, right? Are they choosing? I have to look into this for
Yeah,
sure.
well, there was a lot more, and they
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
quite a few.
Mhm.
I'm assuming there's more than 96 though.
I'm excited. I really hope this would be cool. Dude, you know what? Fuck it. I'll travel to Iowa and go watch a game.
Go to
Whatever. You
Iowa.
know.
There you go. There you go. Getting right into the
Oh
postseason.
yeah, diving in.
Um, we're gonna fast forward through some of this because it's old news.
Mm.
Um, wild card
Sidebar. Sorry, watching the Astros and Red Sox game right now. Just
currently
putting it out there. Yeah,
game one.
currently
Game
game
one.
one. Oh, it's 3-3.
Is it really?
Dude, we were just talking. It was literally 1-3 when we started this. I look to my right, it's 3-3.
This is, you know what? And I was gonna go through the wild card briefly. Yeah, Altuve, 20th career postseason home run, ties the ball game up. These championship series, you can literally flip a coin
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
see who's gonna win. These are really close series, and we'll get to this in a second. Wild card game, Dodgers Cardinals. This was an amazing game.
Yes.
This is going to be one of the best games of the postseason. Chris Taylor walks it off. Nice little shot.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Soto is there supporting
Yep.
Trey Turner and Max
That's a
Scherzer.
teammate. That's a teammate, baby.
Not to mention the Nationals hitting coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing a Trey Turner Nationals jersey, which is pretty awesome. Love that. Wainwright versus Scherzer was everything that you would hope, at least on the Wainwright side. Scherzer was pulled a little early. His pitch count went up very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it was dominance. Wainwright catching that line drive right at him and
Yep.
pulling that ball out of his glove. He came to play, and
Mm-hmm.
shout out to all these like veteran starters that are coming back and just dominating, like Morton,
Oh, yep.
Wainwright,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean
Scherzer, of course.
Scherzer. I don't think Scherzer has really came back from anything because he's dominated entirely, but pretty awesome stuff. Red Sox Yankees. You got anything from this wild card game?
A lot of people were giving Garrett Cole crap, and he struggled, but if Boone were not to start him, he would have heard shit from it. If he, it's the reality of it. In September, he wasn't doing too good. Even the month before, I don't think he was doing too great. But since he is your ace, it's almost like an obligation because you're gonna get shit regardless, right? And I mean, he was just off. And people have to understand, like, pitchers have off days. Yeah, it's the playoffs, but that's the beauty of baseball. Like, someone can have your number. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the best player in baseball, someone's gonna have your number. And that day, the Red Sox did. And a lot of people are like, oh, Garrett Cole, he just wasn't doing good. No, the Red Sox took advantage. They are legit. Okay. As we said, they're in the championship series now, right?
Yeah.
So they're legit. So that's something I just wanted to address, is that Garrett Cole didn't do too good, but you have to realize that the Red Sox capitalized and they were on
They
fire.
got to him. They got to him.
So I know.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Garrett Cole was disappointed in his performance, and I think any pitcher would, but I'm just trying to get to the point of, like, hey, like, people have off days. Yeah, you're paying them all this money, but you don't see Scherzer, right? He's been getting paid a lot of money. He didn't have too much of a great game in the wild card, but it's just baseball. That's the beauty of baseball, guys.
Gotta love it. Garrett Cole is starting, for me, it just feels like he's not the ace mentality. And yes, he is the best pitcher on the Yankee staff. But when I mean ace mentality, it's like, give me the ball. Nobody else is taking this ball out of my hand. I want the big games. I'm going to dominate in the big games, right? When you look at him when he was in Houston, he wasn't the ace. There was Justin Verlander, and that was their ace. And yeah, Garrett Cole was an amazing number 2, but that's it. But now, you don't have a Justin Verlander to start this wild card game. You have Garrett Cole, and I don't know. It's just hasn't been a great start in New York. Though his numbers are still,
I mean, it's
pretty,
crazy.
Pretty
like,
damn good.
Here's the thing, is that we're saying, like, oh, he hasn't had a great start, but, like, he could potentially still win the Cy Young this year, which is crazy. Like, crazy to think.
Which
like,
is it's just not the dominance. It's
exactly.
the dominance that you're looking for, and it's just not there.
It's just it's that fire, you know what I mean? That's one thing. The data can tell you everything about the pitcher, but when come playoff time, it's a different mentality from what I've seen, which is a great segue
to the next series.
Which is the Red Sox Rays. You wanna start us off?
This series is on Kevin Cash. 100% on Kevin Cash. The issue with Moneyball, right? We talk about the A's in the early 2000s. The issue with this is it has not been successful in October, right? What was the A's biggest issue? They would win the West, and then they would lose the first series. They would go play the Yankees, they'd go play the Red Sox, they'd get their asses kicked, start over next year, same thing, dominate all year. Red Sox get their ass kicked. And there's a balance. And teams have found that balance of using the analytical side and managing in the moment. Where Kevin Cash fucked up, and the Red Sox are still probably going to win this game. There was it a runner on first and third or second and third?
On the
with a Kike walk-off.
I think it was man on second and third.
Either way, it doesn't matter. There's an open base. Kike is the hottest hitter on the planet right now. And they pitched to him. Now, I'm not saying the next guy.
Why?
The numbers apparently there's one out. You would have loaded the bases, and the next guy was, I'm assuming, was probably Xander or Devers. Not that that's an easier task,
Yeah.
but you give yourself a chance, right? Devers can ground out. Xander can ground out. You get a double play, inning over, right? But you're not even giving yourself a chance. All Kike has to do is lift one to the outfield and game over. And what does he do? Lifts one to the outfield, game is over.
And
And yeah,
here's
no, go
my
ahead.
thing too. Here's my thing too. If again, this is like a very basic ideal. Obviously, I'm not a manager, but you get the bases loaded, right? It doesn't really fucking matter, you know, what if he's on first or not. Now, maybe if it's hit the third, he doesn't have to throw to first. All he has to do is
Mm-mm,
tag the bag. There's so many different things that could have happened in that situation.
correct.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off, but
No, no, just a lot of what ifs in this series. Shout out to Kike, 435, 2 homers, six ribbies. The guy gets it done in
yeah.
October.
Mhm.
We said it as soon as he signed. This was going to be a big loss for the Dodgers. He's not Mookie Betts. He's not Corey Seager. He's not one of those guys. However, this is the type of player that helps win championships. There's
Mhm.
always the David Ecksteins of the world that
Mhm.
help you win. And he is one of those guys. He gets it done when it matters. And just another amazing
Mhm.
postseason from him. He's just clutch, ice in his veins.
Exactly.
Um, anything out of that series?
Um, the one thing I didn't like too much is you put a young pitcher in a situation that he's never been in before. You
Mm.
put Shane McClanahan in a position where he's never been a relief pitcher. He's never been in a relief pitcher like situation. And then come playoff time, the numbers the numbers are saying, hey, he's gonna do a good job, right? But again, the numbers don't measure the mental aspect. They don't measure like your heart rate. It doesn't, it doesn't measure what's going through your mind, right? And that'd be pretty cool actually to measure that. You know what I mean? Like I think we've talked about it, that like there's some. Oh yeah, there was. Remember when I attended
Mm.
the sabermetrics
Yes.
conference? They were talking about how they were able to predict who would perform better in um, a do or die situation, and they were able to measure our pool holes, and he, of course, he do great, right? But yeah, I guess they're working through that. But I digress. That's the one thing that irritated me the most, is that you put a young pitcher like that in a situation that, I mean, there was no going back. And I think he allowed like 3 runs. Like instantly when he allowed 1 run, you have to take him out. Like you have to have a short leash. I don't care what your data says. Like if the pitcher looks shaky and he looks shaky, you need to take him out. And that was my biggest frustration. There's actually a video that popped up. I guess it was posted yesterday. I guess Shane threw a chair after he got. I I want to play it, but I'm not sure if there will be audio. I'm gonna mute myself, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it and then give you my reaction. But that's just my thoughts. It was unfortunate. The numbers can only take you so far. As I mentioned, playoff baseball is a different beast, and anyone, literally anyone, can come up clutch. Like it doesn't. I don't care if you were 0 for 15. The numbers, it won't tell you that. So that's my thoughts on that series. It's a good indicator that data is not everything. I felt like someone paid off the Rays analysts in July. Hey, go ahead and say Kike is not going to get a hit or some shit. You know what I mean? Like something.
Yeah. It's just it's bonkers, and they lost the World Series because of this. I mean, arguably. And yeah, it's tough to see. Kevin Cash is arguably, the manager of the year contender every single year, and every single year he does the same shit.
Yeah,
Give
dude.
us that feedback.
Oh my god, dude.
You'll
He
have to send me the video because I've not seen this.
he is livid. Yeah. Okay, I gotta send it to you. Holy
moving
crap. Sorry.
moving on to the next series in the AL, the Astros versus White Sox. So we you know that we make predictions. Some right, some wrong. Generally, a lot of them are right. I called the 2021 White Sox the World Series champs last year. That is not going to happen.
Yeah.
However, this year we called that the White Sox just weren't going to beat anybody in the postseason. Did not matter who they played. They did not beat the Houston Astros. It really was never pretty. I know they went back to the South Side, took a game there, but it's just,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I Tony La Russa, again, legendary manager. This series showed that, I don't want to say he doesn't have what it takes, but it just shows that he's a little out of touch with
it's old. It's just
the
outdated.
game of baseball.
We've moved on.
Yeah.
And he's still one of the best baseball managers of all time.
No, yeah, not Doc.
You think Connie Mack could manage a team right now? I just don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's times are different.
But yeah, Astros, I mean, they came to play, man. They came to play. They don't die. No matter how many times you hate on them. I even Marcus Stroman tweeted the other day that, like, he's showing respect to them, like, even though he wants to not like them, he's kind of moved past it now. And I think
Major League Baseball has.
Yeah, I think
it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep cutting you off.
No, it's good. This is why we have our podcast.
Yeah.
Cut each other off. But
it's time to move on. Ryan Tepera did not get this message. Calls out the Houston Astros, basically saying that they're still cheating. He, and I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but he pitches in Houston. He doesn't get many swings and misses. He goes to Chicago. He gets quite a bit of swing and misses. This is not enough for me. It just doesn't do anything for me. Look, they might be cheating. I'm not saying that they're completely angels, but it's not happening. The worst part about this take is the Grandal play. And I've seen different takes on this. Look, I have always been an advocate for dirty play if it is somewhat
subtle
and legal and okay, right? The Chase Utley play, in my opinion, was clean, right? There wasn't any rules against it
at the time,
right? The play Buster Posey, I don't even remember the damn runner. That is a clean play
at that time.
Although
we hated it, but you can't dock. You can't dock.
Nothing. You hated that as a catcher. You better protect your position. And I'm sorry.
You're a catcher, and you were fine with the catcher getting hurt.
I am fine with the catcher defending his position. He did not defend his position.
Yeah, but if you get hurt, where's the camaraderie of fucking catchers together? Like, I feel like any catcher, like, bro, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, I feel like pitchers have each other's back.
It's a clean play, and what I find ridiculous is that play changed Major League Baseball going forward. But
I tell you what, it would be nice. I feel like the way baseball is, like, if it was still allowed, I feel like there'd be some more viewership. Although I don't want to fucking see players get hurt.
No, of course not. That's not what I'm.
It did change the course of how baseball is viewed, played. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm an advocate for clean, somewhat dirty plays. And that's kind of what this Grandal play was. So hits a little dribbler to first, play at the plate. Grandal's running down the base path, right? You are taught as an infielder when you are making a throw and there's a runner, you need to develop a lane, right? You need to find your lane where you're throwing, whether that's throwing to second. If you're the shortstop and you're throwing to third, right? Develop your lane and get it into that lane. As the runner, your job is to block that lane, not entirely, right? You're not going to take a super, super wide turn. However,
You
you
choose a
want
lane
to.
as a runner. You choose a lane, whether it's outside or inside. You choose that lane. Once that lane is developed, what happens happens.
What happens,
That's.
happens. Exactly. You're going to throw around me, basically.
Mhm.
So that's what Grandal
If you're
does.
zigzagging, you're fucking zigzagging.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's a bit.
that's much. So Grandal develops the inside lane. He's closer to the pitcher's mound than he is to foul territory. So well, you get what I mean. He's just in play. He's not out in foul territory. So he's running to first. Gurriel, the first baseman, fields the ball, throws to the plate, and Grandal kind of sticks the old elbow out just a tad, ticks right off of his arm. Catcher's not able to field the ball cleanly. Run scores. I'm fine with this play. I have no issues with this play. It is somewhat dirty, yet at the same time clean. He's not going out of the way to slap the ball. He's not pulling an Alex Rodriguez slapping the ball, right?
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about that.
He's not doing that. That's where the line's drawn, right? He is within his rules. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you're going to call someone else out for cheating and you're doing dirty things at the same time, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
And here's my thing. I think the icing on the cake with the whole thing, because again, his statement was based on the fact that they were doing better at home. I think the icing on the cake was when they beat the White Sox
on the road.
And not only did they beat them, it was 10-1. They beat them 10-1. Okay. Now that's a nice fuck you. That's a, hey,
yep.
You want to bring up that statement again? Dusty Baker had the best response. He's like, I didn't know who he was until he brought that up. Like, I feel like that's it's a great statement.
Dusty Baker had some good quotes on that response.
Hey, he's a legend, man. Like, I didn't realize this, but I mean, as a player, a great player, then comes and coaches and is a great coach. Like, this dude, I mean, you gotta put some respect on the dude's name, for sure.
100%. 100%. That's all I got from that series. Let's go to the NL. Little Braves Brewers. Braves pulled off an upset here.
Yeah.
But the Braves didn't get as much love as they deserved. Their lineup fucks. Their pitching is good.
Yeah.
Is it the Brewers starting rotation? No. However, this is a playoff rotation. You got Fried, you got Anderson, you got Morton. All three are really good. I would trust any of those three in an elimination game any day of the year. They beat the Brewers. And the Brewers lineup didn't really show up. And the Braves took advantage of it, got timely hitting. Freddie Freeman, Jock, another guy, same thing as Kike. Say what you want about his batting average. He might hit 215 all year, but when he needs to come clutch, he's gonna come clutch. And again, did just that. 429, 2 homers, 5 ribbies.
That's great. That's almost all the runs scored that series.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. Yeah. We talked about this a couple times, but the bullpen, right? The bullpen will win you games. The Braves bullpen came into play. The Brewers bullpen was a bit shaky. That was just the reality of it. I mean, if you have Freeman homering off of Hader of all people, so
I'm a hater. I don't think he's as effective as everyone puts him out
anymore.
To be.
I feel like
I've seen Olsen take
fell
him
off.
deep, right? This kind of lefty funkiness should, I mean, I'm sorry, but no left-handed hitter should be able to hit him. And I've seen Matt Olson come clutch, Freddie Freeman, and I know these are, top tier left-handed hitters, but this is also a top tier left-handed reliever.
One of the best closers in the game of baseball,
Correct.
based off of what, numbers and things like that. So,
Right.
yeah, I don't want to sound biased, but I felt like I enjoyed this series more than the Astros White Sox series.
Yeah.
I feel this one was anyone could take it, and
Yep.
obviously Astros, you felt like even though they were clobbering on them, I liked this series more.
Yeah, definitely. We saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Game 1.
We were there.
The very first time that the Los Angeles Dodgers have played the San Francisco Giants in a postseason game.
Hell
period.
Yeah. Yep.
We were there. Game 1.
We were there, baby.
Thoughts on game 1?
The environment was awesome.
Question. I'm gonna jump right in. Question right there. You've been to A's postseason games with me.
Yeah.
Well, which one has the better environment?
And this is not being biased or anything. I have to go with the Giants. I think the fact that they were playing the Dodgers, it made it a little bit more electric for the fans, right? Everyone hates LA, right? Beat LA.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, yeah, this one was a bit more electric, and yeah, I mean, it was a good game to watch. I mean, it didn't matter if you're a Dodger fan or a Giants fan. It was a good game to watch. Shout out to Warren for filling in for us.
Yeah. Fuck, we couldn't give away our 4th ticket.
Oh my gosh, we tried, man. We tried. But at least we had someone who, understands playoff baseball, so that was cool. But yeah, no, it was game 1, really good game. Webb, man. Webb,
the San Francisco Giants might have
something.
Lost this series, but they found their ace.
Yep, exactly.
If Kevin Gausman walks this year, which there is a very good chance that he does, the Giants are going to be okay because they have Logan Webb, and Logan Webb is way better than Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think we've been looking for an ace for a while. The Giants been looking for an ace for a while, and then this, especially like a homegrown ace, right? That this is the guy. So yeah, the future is bright. Hopefully, and dude, I put in our notes. I put Brandon Webb. It was just like I was thinking,
I
put Brandon Webb for some reason, just because.
I didn't even.
Granted, he was an ace too. He was a pretty damn good ace for the Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks, yep.
But that was game 1. I mean, what were your thoughts, man? What did you enjoy?
I had a good time. This is I've been to a lot of postseason games, and this is my first time not watching the A's in one of those games. Good environment. I was wearing Dodgers stuff. There was a lot of Dodgers there. Not as much heckling as I thought we were gonna get. It's not as loud. It wasn't as loud as I have seen at the Coliseum. You can defend that with the stadium is more open, whereas the Coliseum is rounded off, completely enclosed, a complete circle. Obviously it's open roof. However, it is a complete circle, whereas AT&T, Oracle. Whatever.
I mean, we've fucking changed the name multiple times. AT&T, Pac Bell Park. It
will forever be AT&T to me. Open outfield, right? What's going on in the game?
Correa just homered.
Ooh,
4-3.
And his price tag just went up.
Woo! Oh my lord, this guy is going to get fucking paid.
Yeah. Quick note on that. Even though he was, Marcus Semien is going to be the best shortstop on the market this offseason, I think Carlos Correa gets the richest contract, even over Corey Seager.
Yeah,
It's going to
I see
go
that
for me. It'll go Correa, Seager, Simeon,
in terms of price tag.
and yes.
Yeah. Okay. Even though, yeah,
Not.
Simeon for sure had a better season
Oh
than
yeah.
both. Yeah.
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 But price tag.
Mm,
That's gonna
yeah.
be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, awesome game. Some would say Logan Webb shoved it up the Dodgers' butt twice.
Twice.
If at least if you ask Cody Bellinger that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Cody Bellinger, I just have to pause because he's done exactly what I knew he would do. He had a horrible 162.
Dude, if you yeah, keep on talking about that, because I want to talk about something with that, dude.
He's had a horrible 162, and he has not gotten love from Dodger fans. He has not gotten love from other fans from other teams. Look, this is one of the best baseball players right now. I don't care what you say. I have said this before. I guarantee you all 30 teams would gladly take Cody Bellinger right now, take one of their outfielders out, put Cody Bellinger into a spot. And I don't care what your team's outfield looks like. Cody Bellinger will make a starting position in your outfield.
He's a dynamic player.
Yeah.
But here's something for you, right? So you say, 162 games. He only played 95 games this year.
Yes,
but
aware.
It's kind of crazy. I'm not sure if you look at the stats, but last year, 2020, he played 56 games. He had 51 hits. This year, he had 52. Okay. Home runs, he had 12 home runs last year. He had 10 this year. And then his batting average was 239 last year and 130 or 165 this year. It's fucking crazy that even though he played half a season, that season was still better than his current season.
Yeah.
And he was able to do what he did yesterday or last night.
Yeah. And that's just it. He was gonna break out of it eventually. He's been playing with injuries, broken ribs, front shoulder's been bothering him, nagging him this year. And he did exactly what he needed to do. He came up. You think about the Dodgers did everything that they did this year without Cody Bellinger. And anything that the Dodgers get in the postseason from Cody Bellinger is just a plus. And you think about it, he's the difference maker of this series. This is one extra player that the Dodgers had that the Giants didn't. And kudos to the Giants. Great series.
Dude, it was a really, really good series. I mean, the pitching was fairly on point. It was low scoring games for the most part. Obviously, there were some hiccups there, but yeah, I really got to give kudos to the Giants, the whole staff overall. Nothing to be ashamed about at all. Obviously, it's unfortunate that they lost, but I mean, there is a lot of positives coming out of this organization. I think one of the biggest things that hurt me was seeing Evan Longoria with his head down, just in pure disappointment. I think it just goes to show like how much the Giants really wanted this. You know what I mean? Like everyone had them losing. Everyone had them not even making the playoffs, even ourselves.
Correct.
And for them to pull off what they did, it was literally a one pitch. I mean, when we're Flores could have hit a home run, who knows? I don't know. But it was
let's go right there.
Hold on, time out though. This is what I wanted though. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted someone to be on base. I wanted someone to either strike out or hit a home run. That's what I wanted. I didn't want a ground out or a fucking double play. Yeah. I wanted someone to either strike out or hit a home run. Homer Flores struck out, and there's a lot of Giants fans that listen to us, and you guys are probably like, oh, you guys aren't talking about the Giants so much. Dude, we've been talking about the Giants every fucking episode. Like, we show them love constantly, and it doesn't matter. Juan doesn't like the Giants, but he's been fucking giving them props the whole.
I have been, and they deserve it.
So here's the reality. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
Wilmer
Give it to me.
Flores.
Yep.
Wilmer Flores was 0 for 17. 0 for 17. Well, before the at bat, I guess 0 for 16, obviously. Against Max Scherzer. Based off of the numbers and how baseball data analysts are, there was probably a 2% chance that he was actually going to get a hit off. That's the reality of it. Does it suck that that happened? Fuck yes. You never want to end a game like that. And this is the old school mindset of baseball of let's not finish on that, right? There's a lot of times umpires, let's not finish on that strike. Let's give this guy another chance, right? That's the old school mentality. And I appreciate that. I still hold a lot of old school mentality baseball, but this call irritates me because it wasn't, this guy specifically didn't have that old school mentality. He wanted to be the center of attention. He was fucking ready to call it. It wasn't, dude, he didn't care. He didn't care about the traditions of baseball. He didn't care about the situation. He didn't care about just anything at all. He cared about himself and just doing what he thought was right. And obviously that's what umpires do, right? You do what you think is right.
I'm gonna jump right in. Devil's advocate.
You're gonna bring up the rough call. Are you gonna bring up the rough call?
No.
Or the Corey Seager one?
Not at all. Though I could, not at all. My thing is the umpire's job is to not care about the situation, right? You think about the Galarraga play at first. That was the wrong call. But when you're in the moment, you're not thinking about that perfecto, right? You're thinking about, I have to call this play fairly. And I'm not saying that, let me stop myself there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what they called against Wilmer Flores was the fair call. I'm just saying when you're in the moment, you are thinking, all I can do, I don't give a shit about the moment. What I give a shit about is did he swing? Yes or no? Obviously did not. However, at that point in time, the umpire deemed, yes, he did swing. The moment should not matter. I know it does, but it should not matter when the umpires make a call.
Here's my thing though. He called it in an instant. It wasn't, he was already in his head. He was ready to call that. And you see every call whenever they check, every call, you see them calm, collective, whether it's a media or not. And if you're talking about in the moment, why are umpires calling it with a little bit more emphasis if it's not in the moment? If you think about that. So
you are supposed to punch someone out when it's strike 3 though.
Yeah, but no, but this is all the time. Like you can tell, you can clearly tell when it's in the moment, whether it's 1 hour, 2 outs, you've seen umpires, he's out. You know, you've seen it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying that it's unfortunate that am I sour? Like, no, that's just baseball. That's the beauty of baseball, right? That's the beauty of baseball, that people, the umpires, will call what it is. Did it irritate me at that moment? Fuck yeah, that it sucked. You never want a game to end like that.
Agreed.
But what I'm just saying is that this umpire, I'm just adding to my context, this umpire was asked if he made the right call, and thinking about it, obviously, as you mentioned, in the moment, he didn't want to answer it. He's a bit unsure about it. And that's what gets me. But it's one of those hindsight things. Oh, should I have thrown a curveball? Should I have thrown a fastball? Should have Duvall thrown a curveball instead of a fastball to Bellinger, right?
I want to get into that too. That's the next topic. Last thing on the whole umpire thing, your call is always the right call.
Yeah, I mean,
you need to live by it. And that's same thing as a player, right? If I throw a fastball up and in and you park it, well, that was, hey, kudos to you. You hit my pitch. That's what I wanted to do. You just beat me, right? And umpires need to live by their call.
He has not.
Yeah, so, I know he has not. I know
it's unfortunate. I wish it said, yeah, I saw him swing. That's all. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see.
I would have said, from my view, it looked like a swing.
Exactly.
And you know what? To defend this, and this is my last thought on this. To defend this, it's a lot closer than people are making it seem
Yeah,
to be.
no, seriously, it
There's
was close.
there are some where it's like, okay, that was not even close. This one is actually very, very close, in my opinion.
The mind will play tricks on you, and
Yeah.
you will see whatever you want to see. All right.
Correct.
And in reality, maybe the umpire wanted to fucking see it a strike. Maybe
Hey.
he had a date at fucking, I don't know, 10 o'clock and he was
San
ready
Francisco
to go. Who knows?
nightlife, baby.
Oh,
Never know.
man. We're going to get so much shit. Someone's going to talk shit. Whatever, buddy. Whatever.
Yeah,
This is we are an unbiased, biased fucking podcast, baby.
We're unbiased when we want to be. We're biased when we want to be, baby.
Exactly. And that's why people love us. Go on.
Yep. Duval.
Yep.
I am very curious what went on with his sequencing. He threw a lot of sliders. Now, I've seen this from Aroldis Chapman. Your secondary pitch is only as good as your first pitch is. And when you are a fastball pitcher, and I'm talking about like an elite fastball pitcher, right? When I think about a Chapman, right? Aroldis Chapman, Duval, these guys that are throwing 100, 101, your slider is so much nastier because of your fastball. Your slider, if you took Duval's slider and put it on someone who throws maybe 92, his slider's not that great. But when you pair it with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, it is fucking amazing. But when you throw 6 consecutive sliders, these hitters get to see it over and over and over again. You're not going to fool these guys. I'm going to put no blame on Duval.
Yeah.
Who am I going to put the blame on? Your Lord and Savior, Buster Posey. This guy is supposed to be the captain of the team, so he's going to go down with the ship. And this is horrible pitch calling from him. I've said this year after year after year. I don't consider him a good catcher. I don't consider him a good
how many
catcher.
fucking perfect games has he caught and no hitters? Like where
at
on.
what point is it as excuse me?
How many
I'm catching myself in my
exactly.
my
How many
fuck
fucking World Series fucking look balls has he caught?
All I'm saying is he's not the best.
Okay, fucking, you know what? Hey, guess what? Here's a fucking argument for you. Yadi Molina, his team fucking lost in the wild card. Whose fault
But was
is that?
it his fault? Was it his fault?
Was it?
He didn't have horrible sequencing. Listen,
who hit the fucking home run? Who hit a home run?
Okay, so again, if I give you a fastball and you hit it, you can beat
your
me.
premise. It doesn't
matter.
It's
the sequencing. Why are you asking your pitcher to throw that many sliders?
So why did Chris Taylor hit the home run then?
He got beat. The pitcher got beat.
Oh my god. So did Duvall then.
Yes, he did. However, the sequencing led to the defeat.
Don't give me that bullshit. If you're gonna blame Posey, you have to blame Yadi. It's the same thing of who's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, Yadi or Posey. Both are gonna be in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Both. Yeah, they're both
exactly
going to be.
So you can't fucking say Posey and then
he's not
say
a
Yadi.
good. He
God.
just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me.
And who does? Fucking Jason Kendall?
No, doesn't do it.
All right.
Me.
Okay. All right. I'm glad. I'll take that. I'll give you that.
He doesn't do it.
I will. Look, I will not meet you in the middle.
Let me defend.
Sequence. Yeah.
Let me defend my before you fucking cut me off.
Yeah.
Look, overall, yes, he is a good catcher. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Don't.
I am getting ahead of myself a bit here. Before everyone turns me the fuck off, listen to my point. This is a veteran catcher. This looked horrible. This is just horrible sequencing. Why are you calling for so many sliders? It was fucking, you could read it, you could see it out of his hand. It's why Cody Bellinger got the hit that he got. It's just not, it was just bad. It was bad.
Is
You
it
set the
possible?
kid. You set the kid up for failure.
Is
What's
it
possible?
possible? Is it possible that at that point in time, he realized that Duvall didn't have confidence in his fastball because he did hit Turner with the fastball? Is it
Mhm.
possible that he realized that
He didn't have
Duvall
control.
didn't have control with his fastball? And the only way to at least try to beat this guy, because granted, Bellinger the whole game was not hitting any sliders. Granted, it was from Webb, right?
Mhm.
Granted, it was from Webb, but based off of the data, again, like there's the data aspect. Bellinger was not hitting those sliders, and if Duvall clearly did not have control of his fastball, you could clearly see he was not throwing any strikes with this fastball. That's the only thing, the only option, especially a young pitcher who really, in reality, only has 2 pitches. It's possible that Posey identified that and said, you know what, we're not gonna fucking. This is it. We're gonna win. We're gonna win or die by this slider,
By the fucking slider.
and they did.
So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. He didn't have
Of
much
course, I'm
control of
not
his
going to be able to
fastball.
find this.
What are you trying to find?
Cody Bellinger's average against fastballs this year was not good at all. He had a higher batting average against off-speed pitches versus fastballs. So here we go, right here. Look, it's all hearsay, right? He could have
Yeah,
fucking hung a slider, or he could have hung a
I mean,
fastball,
he could
and
have struck him out with the slider, just like Webb did,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
that's. I mean,
We will never know.
we'll never
We'll
know.
never
But
know.
I'm just kind of defending the reality of, you know, being in that moment as a catcher. Yeah, the sequence was all fucking sliders, but where's the why? What's the why behind it? Was it, again, was it the reality that Duvall's fastball was not there? And would you rather, here's my thing, is would you rather miss with the fastball and let
So
Bellinger tank it, or miss with the slider and at least it's a ball, but
his batting average against fastballs this year is 150.
uh-huh.
His average against off-speed pitches this year is 200, and off of breaking balls is 185.
That's not, it's not, I mean, that's a
35-point difference.
it is, but it's still
What's
not
so
not great.
what?
It's not.
So let me tell you, okay, 35 point batting
No,
average. No. Now I caught you in your bullshit. 35 points is not that great, okay?
no, I'm saying
Would you
his
take
the batting average,
would
the
you take a
batting average
would you take a
against.
270 hitter, or would you take a 235 hitter?
Well, based off
Yeah.
of your philosophy, are they hitting fucking home runs? Does the batting average matter? Right? No, but I see what you're saying. But I'm just saying, again, that's a good point. I see you there. But
look,
I'm just trying to tell you, don't dock Buster fucking Posey
I'm
when the
docking him.
sequence.
I'm
You
docking
are.
him.
You said his sequence was bad. No shit. He fucking threw
This
slider after slider. But why?
this
Where's the why? We
sequencing
don't
is
know
bad.
the why.
We don't know
But
the
why?
why, and I
Exactly.
agree.
So
I
that's my
agree.
thing. That's my
I
argument.
agree.
I agree with you
want to
though.
know the why.
I
want to
agree
know
with
the
you
why.
though. Exactly.
Here's
But I do
last
agree with
thing
you.
on
The
this.
batting
Last
average
thing
shit.
on this is when teams and players get into these game 5s, game 7s, you start to overthink at times. Not at times, just period. You start to overthink, and it becomes too much of a mind game where you get away from the basics. Buster Posey, look, he's been around. He knows how to sequence. He should know how to sequence. This is just a bad inning from him behind the dish. I think he was overthinking it. You know what Duvall has. You saw, Gavin Lux would have taken him out if it wasn't for that wind in game, whatever fucking game that was.
That was
4,
no
3, 3.
three.
Game
Yeah,
3.
game three.
So Gavin Lux would have taken him deep. Gavin Lux, everyone in that building knew the fastball was coming, right? So what is Buster Posey thinking? Well, everyone's on this fastball. They know it. They've seen it now a couple times in this series. Yes, it's 100, but these guys know how to hit 100.
Mm,
But then you start to get away from the basics, right? And okay, well, let's try and fool him with the slider. Let's try and fool him again with the slider.
mm,
Fucking 8 pitches later, let's keep trying to fool him with the slider. At some point, you're gonna get slider, and his slider ain't that fucking great.
yeah.
So look,
I
just
agree
just a
with you in
bad
that one.
inning.
Yeah,
Bad
it
inning.
was. Yeah. I apologize for that. I just you already have bias towards the Giants. So whenever you say shit like that, you have to put me in my place, but I have to put you in your place because I know you're a big Yachty fan. So they're equals in that regard this year, obviously. So, but yeah, no, I agree with you. Posey had a fucked up series of pitches. Like just the pitching sequence was not that great. I mean, he could have called a fastball off the plate if he really wanted to, just to throw him off.
I would have just given him a fastball up, dude. Fastball up and in. Cody Bellinger wasn't going to catch up to it. I think that's the pitch. That's the pitch to call there.
Yeah, and you can't walk him,
No,
because
no.
it was only like one out at that point in time. So yeah, it's
Then you
unfortunate.
want
But
to
hey, I tell you what though, I'll tell you what, the Giants identified their ace as well as their closer this year.
as their closer. Yeah,
Mhm.
Duvall did. That's why I say I can't blame him. Yes, eventually he got hit, right? And all closers do, all
Mhm.
pitchers do. But this kid grew up in October. Like he got the fucking ball in a division run. He when McGee went down, this became their closer, and dude suited up, and he's going to be
No
elite.
fear, no fucking
No,
fear. Just walks
no.
off, just like, all right.
Yep. He looks like a closer.
Mm-hmm.
He has a closer's mentality. Dude's gonna be a stud.
Oh yeah,
Dude's gonna be a stud. The time is now for the Giants.
they have one more year. They've got
Lot to look forward.
1 year to put it together.
A lot of free agents.
Even your next year.
A lot of free agents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of player options. Posey has a team option, which is obviously going to be picked up.
I think it might
Cueto,
be his last year, dude. I think next year might be his last year. I know he's been talking about being a parent, like being like
being part of his family. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When
this
you're a
might
shitty catcher, you might want to be a good dad.
oh my God.
Just some food for thought.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. But yeah, they lots of moves that they might have to make. Wilmer Flores also an option. I feel like that's a no-brainer. Cueto, probably let him walk because he's expensive for not much on the field. Gosman's a free agent. Chris Bryant, obviously a free agent. And fuck, we can go on about this series. I keep thinking about it. Chris Bryant started 4 different positions. Third base, left field, center field, right field. The dude's gonna get paid. Giants need to dig deep into their wallets if they want to keep him. I think it's really between the Giants and the Phillies. And you need to outpay the Phillies because the Phillies will open their checkbook up.
They're not afraid. They're not afraid. Yeah. So fingers crossed on that. But again, overall great series.
Yep.
Would have been nice to see it in the championship
Series.
or World Series, right? World Series.
If only 2 NL teams could play in the World Series,
right? If only if there was more teams and it was based off of record and not fucking the division, it'd be kind of cool, right? But anyways, we digress.
ALCS preview. ALCS preview.
Still 4-3. Still 4-3.
Who did you have going into this? Who do you think? You didn't text me who you thought. I texted you my answer.
Oh.
And then now the motherfucker is going to look at the score and he's going to say the Astros.
No, honestly, I was thinking Red Sox. I think the Astros, I want the Astros to win. Interestingly enough, but I think the Red Sox are going to somehow take it.
I 100% agree with you. I find myself weirdly rooting for the Astros.
A lot of people are like that. A lot of people are weirdly like, I guess, you know what? Like, let's give it a try.
I just want to see them prove everyone wrong. Like this is a tough year for them, and they're doing it. They are doing it. Look, we said this when all the allegations came out, when we were in the thick of this whole scandal. This team did not need to cheat to win a World Series. Sure, it gave them an edge, maybe the edge to win the World Series. But if they weren't cheating, they were still World Series contenders. They did not need a fucking trash can to go out there and perform. Yes, it gives them an edge, a big edge, but these guys know what they're doing. This is going to be a good series. Losing McCullers is huge. The starting rotation issues on both teams is going to be very interesting. Chris Sale has been struggling, and that is the Red Sox ace, kind of. They also have Eovaldi. But yeah, interesting to see. So I give the Red Sox the edge because they have their quote unquote ace, even though he's not looked good. They have him.
A little more depth.
The Astros don't.
Just a tad little more depth. I feel like the Astros are going to have to go in their bullpen a lot sooner than
quick.
Yeah.
But they do have a fucking good bullpen. So
yeah.
Lots of closers down there. Any other thoughts in that series? Kike still doing his shit. He fucking bases loaded, dives, catches ball.
Bases loaded right now.
Who's that?
Maldonado just got hit. He was trying to go for a bunt, just got hit. Bases loaded, no outs. Bottom of the 8th.
Maldonado is probably the worst major league hitter outside of pitchers. He is really bad. Really bad.
Decent catcher, huh? Has good pitching sequences.
Yeah, he does. He is. He is a good defensive catcher. He's a really fucking good defensive catcher.
Pretty good. And then we have the moment we've been waiting for.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The moment. We are here.
Before you say it.
Yeah.
Before you say it. I want to hop into a time machine really quick. I want to go back to January 22nd. January 22nd, 2021. We released an episode. Episode number 20. We picked our random teams. My Atlanta Braves and your Los Angeles Dodgers are in the NLCS, and we fucking said it on that episode. They were going to be in the NLCS. We titled that episode NLCS Soto versus Juan. The cards have flipped in our favor, and here we are. Soto versus Juan in the NLCS.
Exactly.
This is going to be a good series. We say this all the time. What happens in the regular season, that's over. That's over. The Braves only won 88 games. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They are in the postseason, and they are looking good. Who do you got winning the series? Unbiased.
Fuck. Okay, unbiased. Because you already know, picking the Dodgers, right? Fucking, that's the team for the year. Hey, and also just as a side note, folks, as you know, I am a Giants fan. However, I went to Game 1.
Oh yeah,
I went to Game 1 with Dodger gear. All right.
Yep. Sure did. He's rooting for the Dodgers.
Just to fucking state the fact that I am not a fucking afraid to do something like that. All right. Baseball first.
You almost didn't do it.
Hey, if I would never wear Giants gear to a Dodger game. All right.
Agreed.
And there was a fan in Game 1 that we were taking our picture. My buddy Warren, who's a Giants fan, was taking a picture of us. And this fan was like, "What are you doing? What the fuck is that? Why would you take a picture of them? Blah, blah, blah." And, I don't talk much, but that one got me. And because they were shitting on my friend for no fucking reason. You know what I mean? He's watching a baseball game, taking pictures of us. I said, hey, it's baseball first. We're baseball fans first, right? We respect. I don't care if you're a Giants fan. I don't care if you're an A's fan. We're baseball fans first. We have respect for each other. That's the reality of it.
Yep. So you're just stalling to give me your answer. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm stalling because no, I'm going Dodgers, dude. I'm going Dodgers. I think the momentum is in the Dodgers' hands. Yeah, the Braves won and they duked it out, but I feel like Bueller, what was it? Four.
Four.
Game 4
Mm-hmm.
had a really good outing that
Yep.
game. And
He got back to himself.
That's the momentum you need. Urias pitched pretty damn good throughout the whole series. And Scherzer, of course, is a beast. This is why you trade for someone like that. Scherzer is that person that you trade for to help you get to where you need to get to. Because the Dodgers didn't have Jansen. Trinan was gone. Gratterall was gone. All of them were gone. You get fucking Scherzer, who said, fuck it, I will close out the goddamn game. That's what you need. So they have the momentum. I'm going Dodgers. But honestly, I think it's going to go 7-7. I think it is. I think it's going to go 7. Dodgers and 7.
This is hard. This is really, really hard. My heart tells me the Dodgers are going to do it. My mind tells me that the Braves are going to pull off an upset.
I mean, this is a year of upsets in reality.
And they beat a better rotation. Though, and you go back and forth, like, who has the better rotation, the Dodgers or the Brewers, right? It's hard. It's hard to say. I'm going with the Dodgers in 5. They are going to lose game 1. I'm almost assuming Gonsolin has to start that game. Gonsolin or Price.
Yeah, I think you try to. I think honestly, you just maybe try to pull it off. I give Scherzer, give Urias, give Bueller some rest because these guys were fucking. They were going at it. I think Bueller, right? It was like 2 days rest or something like that. 3 days rest.
And
then
Bueller would be 3 days rest if he were to start game 1.
Yeah.
Urias less. Scherzer obviously just pitched, so that would also be less. So
dude pitched like every game. I mean, we talked about it. Fucking Scherzer's gonna pitch every game. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Fuck it. Might as well. So you got to go Gonsolin or Price.
Yeah.
If Price makes the roster. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the Braves. I'll give the Braves game 1, and I think the Dodgers are gonna clean up house after that. But I don't think it's going to be. And you're predicting a close series going 7. I think it's going to be close as far as scores go. The Dodgers are going to win and basically sweep after the first game, but I don't think they're going to go out there and win 9-1, 8-4, right? I think it's going to be 3-2, 6-5, like these just close scores.
I think it goes to 5 if Soler is not in the lineup. Obviously, right? Because he got with
he's
COVID.
Not on the, I don't think he's going to be on the roster.
He's not going to be in it. Yeah,
so don't think he will.
He might have had enough time. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
it's not confirmed.
Maybe.
I think he'll go. I'm sticking with 7, but if it were to go 5, it's because he's not in the lineup.
Acuna makes a huge difference, and I think the Braves have Acuna. I think we're having a different conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's a big loss. Big loss.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. The Braves have home field advantage, which is kind of crazy since they have 88 wins and the Dodgers have had 106. Dodgers were the wild card winner, so wild card winners cannot have home field advantage until they are in the World Series. So no home field advantage for them.
Yeah, so
another little nudge for the Braves. Good thing for us Bravos.
Yeah. But yeah, again, you never know. This postseason has been nothing but upsets for the most part, except the Astros. That was kind of a guarantee. But
yeah, agreed.
Which leads. Sorry, go on.
Just really quick, I want to go through each 4 teams. If they were to win this series, who wins the NLCS/ALCS MVP? So if the Red Sox win, who's going to be the MVP of the series?
Kike will win that. If it's going to be the Astros, Um, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. I think it's gonna be Jordan Alvarez.
Mm,
Um, mhm.
that's not much of a curveball.
I
That
mean
is not much
Correa,
of.
Altuve, you know what I mean? Even Brantley, fuck. But yeah,
I
that's
will throw you a nice curveball for that one, and not because you said that, but I'm gonna go Kyle Tucker.
okay. He hasn't done shit this whole series, but that's fine. I mean, this game, but that's fine. No, I'm just playing.
It's literally game one, but it's
I
okay.
know, but I'm joking. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Honestly,
Kyle Tucker.
he could. I mean, dude, he doesn't get
Dude
talked about a lot.
rakes.
Yeah, he doesn't
Dude
get talked about
rakes.
a lot. So that's a good one. If it's
If the
Dodgers,
Dodgers, yep.
oh, I'm gonna go Scherzer,
Mm.
and then for the Braves, I would go. I want to see Swanson.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a little, deep pick. Dodgers, it's gonna be Mookie. He showed up in game 5.
Oh,
We didn't even give
the
him
whole
any love.
series. He batted like
Oh yeah,
400.
great series. Again, not a great season, but he's showing up now when it matters. So I think he's gonna keep on chugging. If it's the Bravos, and this is an easy pick, I know this is like the
You could
basically
go
the
Austin
bitch.
Riley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
That's.
I know it's the easy pick to take, but it's
I
hard
knew you were
not
gonna
to.
pick him, so I didn't want to do
Yeah,
the same
it's just
thing.
hard not to pick him.
Yeah, no,
The dude has had an amazing year.
he's the
Um,
Braves MVP. MVP. Braves MVP.
yes, he sure is. He sure is. Cool. What you got for me?
It was just a little hear us out segment. We kind of talked about it. The playoff brackets again. Just reiterating, something needs to change. Something needs to give. Maybe not 8 teams. Maybe it's fucking I don't know, 6 teams or 7 teams. Something
We'll dive
something
into
needs to
this
give.
more in the
But yeah,
off season.
but
Good off
yeah.
season topic, but we
I
need a change for sure.
Yeah, we need to change viewership. One thing that was grinding my gears is the fact that some of the games were on MLB Network. Like, why, when we talk about grow the game and visibility, I don't know why this was even a thing. I even tweeted at MLB. Obviously, they didn't listen, but it'd be cool if they had it like on YouTube, if they streamed it. Like, I mean, obviously, there's money that comes into play, but everyone's on YouTube. Everyone has YouTube on their fucking phone.
Yep.
Like, in terms of viewership, we would have gotten that. So
I would love a ESPN2 type. What am I? Basically a ESPN2 showing of the game, not literally on ESPN2. What I mean by this is Monday Night Football with Eli and Peyton Manning has been
yeah.
really awesome to watch on ESPN2. I would love, have a different player, couple current, maybe a current player and an ex player, hop on there and do some commentary.
Yeah.
Maybe with someone, someone fun, like maybe a Matt Vasgersian, to kind of, host it per se, and let's have some fun with it.
Yeah,
And throw that bitch on YouTube.
Yeah, they have some like watch parties on like Twitch, but that's again like not everyone has Twitch,
No.
unfortunately. John Boy and them, like, they have those watch parties on YouTube and they're getting good viewership because it's on YouTube. And of course, John Boy is fucking big, right? So
Right, but you got to be a baseball fan to know who that is.
Exactly.
Right?
So yeah, I think something needs to give. Like, we need to somehow change it. I mean, I put it in here, but like viewership, even with the Dodgers and Giants playing game 5, it was, one of the biggest series of the year, they only had 6.5 million viewers on TBS, and the Buccaneers Eagles game on Fox had 14.4 million viewers.
Wow.
So even though it was a huge series, it's fucking playoff baseball. You got Tom Brady, of course it's Tom Brady, great, but it's Thursday night fucking football.
Fault on but fault on MLB, dude.
Yeah,
fault
exactly.
on MLB. Don't put this game on Thursday. And obviously they don't know that the Dodgers and Giants are going to play, but they can look at the calendar and say, oh shit, that's a Thursday. Somebody's going to be playing Thursday night football. Put that game on Friday.
Put it on fucking Fox or something. Honestly, like TBS is cool, but like not everyone has that shit. No, I mean like
horrible.
TBS as a network is cool, but I'm saying
Yeah,
like it's not. Are we like the only sport that fucking has it? I know TNT has like sports and shit like that, but mm,
basketball goes TBS and TNT, but
yeah, we're
dude, they
not.
don't play games in the regular season on TBS, and then all of
Uh,
a sudden in the postseason, it's like, oh yeah, let's go to
Come find
TBS.
us. Come find us. You
Yeah,
can't use Fubo to watch it. Can't use
nope,
Fubo TV to
nope,
watch it.
nope. Shout
Fuck.
out to YouTube TV for getting me through this fucking postseason.
Jesus, but we digress. Sorry. That thing that's something needs to give. And then the other thing, we briefly touched on it. With some of the reviews, I think that check swing, obviously you have to have that human interaction and let the umpire call that, but that's something that was reviewable and potentially could have
Do you
been
think that
changed.
should have been, if you could make the rules, would you make that play reviewable?
I would make that. I think check swings. Yeah, I think because it's the same thing
So
with calling balls or strikes, but obviously you
check
have to leave that there.
check swings, every single check swing,
No, it has to be.
or
We talked about it. Remember late ending games?
Mhm.
Like there should be something where you can
Glad you
call that.
didn't go back and say something that basically I'm glad that you still agree with your previous take.
Oh, with the we should
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
late
yeah,
innings. Yeah.
yeah. Late innings, not fucking the
Because
whole
dude,
game.
in the third inning, I don't want to
No,
be on a
no.
fucking 3 to 4 minute delay because we can't figure out if fucking
Exactly. It has to be late
Joe
inning,
Schmo
dude.
swung
Maybe
or
like
not.
only the ninth inning, right? Some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But something that'd be kind of cool. Just check swings. Obviously, you can't argue balls or strikes. And some of those pitches are bad,
Yeah,
but
that was, we didn't
but
even touch
you can't
that, but
argue
that
it. But
was,
whatever. We digress. Moving on. We're actually moving on to some positive stuff. We actually asked some of the top of line community to ask us questions. So before we dive into shout outs, we do have some questions that need to be answered. So the first one was predictions for the NLCS. We did give you that, but just to
but
reiterate,
let's
yeah,
give another prediction. Not as far as the outcome. We've already
okay,
talked about the outcomes and whatnot. My prediction for the NLCS. I am going to predict that. I wasn't prepared for this, as you can tell. If you
yeah.
got something like a bold prediction or something kind of off the wall.
um, that's tough. I think.
I got one.
Yeah, go on, go on. I'm
Jock
thinking of mine.
Peterson is going to haunt the Dodgers.
God damn it. Okay, that I
Hey, you could
I
bounce off of that. You could
yeah,
agree with
no,
that.
Jock, for sure. I think
I have one more.
I have one more, and I'm not sure if this is even gonna happen, but I think Charlie Morton is going to beat Max Scherzer if they face each other.
That's a good one. That's fun.
Mm.
That's I like that. My other take is that Blake Trinan is going to become the Dodgers closer.
Mm.
I mean, Kenley's been doing good so far.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
big shout out to that. But I think Blake Trinan might get that closer role quicker than we think.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good
That's
one. And
bold,
then
very bold, very bold.
yeah,
But
and
we're
and
gonna
if
go with it.
and if our fans skip through just to get to this Q&A, we have the Dodgers. We have the Dodgers
Winning this series.
So
yep. What was more epic, the 2001 World Series or the 2011 World Series? So Diamondbacks, Yankees, or the Cardinals and the Texas Rangers?
he talked about this offline.
Yep, sure did.
And I agree with you. So you can go ahead and give the answer.
Definitely the Arizona Diamondbacks and New York Yankees 2001.
Oh, yeah.
That is probably the most iconic World Series ever. Anytime you see MLB, postseason highlights, you're going to see Luis Gonzalez, guaranteed.
And just the whole thing. I mean, just everything around it, right? Like it was just, there was so much more. Yeah.
The new franchise beating the New York Yankees. So definitely 2001.
Yeah, I agree. Although 2011 was great, man. I mean, the whole year, right? We got with our significant others
Yeah,
in
good year.
2011. Yeah,
Good
good year,
year.
good year. Cardinals, Rangers. I mean, Freeze,
David
hell
Freeze.
of hell of a series. But yeah, for sure, I agree with you. And Kike, I didn't want to cut you off. It was when you were talking about when you made that statement. Kike hit another home run. So, um,
It's tied.
no, it's 4-5. It's 4-5.
Red Sox are
It was
winning.
No, it was 5-3, and Kike hit a home run. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Solo
yeah,
shot.
yeah. Top of the ninth, 2 outs. So Devers is up. This could be it. So
Ooh.
moving on. So all-time starting lineup.
This is tough. This is something that takes a lot more time.
Let's throw it out there. Let's
I could
let's
throw it
make
out
one
there
together. Let's make one
really quick.
together.
Okay,
You want?
best catcher all time. And by the way, this is all around, not just hitting. So
Yeah.
best catcher all time.
Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Just one all-time. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Uh, you want to start with catcher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Piazza.
Piazza?
Mhm.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, you could go anyway.
No,
You could go Pudge.
I agree
You
with
could
you.
go,
No, I prefer Piazza over Pudge. A lot of people were like, "Oh, what about
what's his name?
Posey?" But no, Johnny Bench. You could
Johnny
go Johnny
Bench. Yeah,
Bench,
thank you.
but I like Piazza. I'm
Salvador
kind of.
Perez.
Oh,
Just
that's
kidding.
a good one.
Good
No,
offensive.
Piazza, yeah, for sure. First
First
base.
base. Lou
That's
Gehrig.
you already know what I'm going pool holes there.
Oh, I thought you were
So
going JT fucking Snow. By the way, I
come
went to the
on.
Dodgers store today,
Uh-huh.
and they had a pool hole jersey, and I was going to buy it. They did not have my fucking size, so did not get it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go pool holes, but Lou Gehrig for sure. If we had to go in consensus, now that we have that, it would be Lou Gehrig. So
Yeah, but I like the pool holes take too.
yeah,
Second base.
I'm going Jeff Kent.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even want to finish this fucking lineup with you.
What are you gonna say, Jackie Robinson? Yeah, Jackie Robinson.
No.
I'm trying to stay within our fucking our us being alive. I guess all
Yeah.
time though. All time.
Okay, I will. Craig Biggio. Craig Biggio shits on Jeff Kent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
All right. Let's go. Let's do the
yes.
all time. Let's do the all time. Sorry, I'm over here. I'm thinking I
I'm
have the
still
wrong.
I'm still saying Craig
I have the
Biggio.
wrong.
Yeah,
I have the wrong mindset.
you can say freaking Rogers, Hornsby. That's a boring pick. Craig Biggio.
All right.
Sticking by it.
I'll stay with fucking Jeff Kent. Chase Utley. Oh no.
Shortstop.
Shit. Fucking if Cano didn't,
You could go Cano.
well, I don't want to go Cano anymore because he, the shit that he's
I'm
been
going.
caught up with.
I'm going with A-Rod for short.
What?
Please tell me, who would your shortstop be? I'm talking about prime. Are we talking about one prime season, or are we talking about
just all time? All time. Fuck. Man, people are gonna hate our takes, dude. Because
please tell me who your shortstop is. And if you say fucking Edgar Renteria, I'm going to climb through this laptop.
Not. I did, dude. Honestly, when I'm thinking Jeff Kent, I'm not even fucking thinking Dodgers or Giants. I'm thinking Astros. So that is my mentality. But
good defense.
If I had to go short, I would go, and you might like this actually. I would go Nomar.
Love to see that. I love me some Nomar. I just go A-Rod, and I guess this is really hard to do because you have to define, are you just talking about one, like their best year? A-Rod's best year at shortstop is by far the best, in my opinion. I'm not statistically backing this up. I'm just saying A-Rod's best shortstop year is probably the best shortstop year by any player. Third base. This one's hard. Third base is hard. You could go.
I'm going Beltre.
I can't really. I would want to go Miguel Cabrera.
It's a good one. Or Schmidt.
He played third base when he won the Triple Crown, or was he DHing?
He might have been DHing.
Prince Fielder was playing first.
that one. I mean, yeah, Cabrera, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, but I mean, he hasn't
there's a
really
lot.
played third
There's just a
that
lot of
much.
there's a lot of third basemen that you
Yeah,
can go
I like
with.
Beltre. I'm cool with
Yeah,
Beltre.
with Beltre.
Left
And then
field,
let's just do outfield in general and then
okay,
place them
easy,
because
very
Barry
easy.
Bonds,
Yep, yep.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Nope, not for me.
Overall, okay, who
Mhm.
would you?
Ricky Henderson.
I was gonna have him in.
And you're
Who's your
missing
Willie Mays?
current player. Nope, current player.
Oh, Mike Trout.
Yep.
Yeah,
That is a fucking
that's
great
tough.
outfield. That's a great.
Yeah,
I mean, outfield is so
I mean,
impossible. You could
it's
go.
hard. Yeah,
You
I
could
mean,
go
hey,
Willie Mays.
let's put Bonds at DH. Let's put Bonds in
Yeah.
DH. Let's put
Let's
Griffey,
get
Henderson,
creative.
and Trout. There we go.
There you go,
Boom.
dude. Nobody's getting a fucking hit in that outfield.
Exactly.
Literally, if you hit
Yeah.
it to the outfield, it's gonna get caught.
Yeah. Exactly. And then starting pitcher. Fuck. This is tough.
It's hard as well. You could go Pedro. You could go Roger Clemens. You could go
You can go Johnson, Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson. I would probably go Pedro.
Oh, I got one for you. I'm gonna go for Greg Maddux. That's my.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Closer. I mean, is there really a debate here? Number 42.
Oh yeah. So there's our answer. I didn't write any of these down, so hopefully
that was so rough. It was
it wasn't ready, but hey, these are on the spot type questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously, we can go in depth. We might even have a second round of this and give you our full on teams, right? So next question, does Barry Bonds deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? My answer is yes.
I have a shirt that says Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer.
You wore that to your bachelor party when we went to the Giants Padres game.
Yes.
A lot of people were complimenting
giving me kudos.
Yeah,
and I was wearing a Padres hat while wearing that shirt. Yes, Barry
Gotta
Bonds
love
is
it.
100% a Hall of Famer. Barry Bonds is the best baseball player of all time.
Yep.
Period.
Last question. What's your favorite coaching style as a player, and what style would you implement as a coach? So for me, I prefer an authoritative type manager. So what I mean by this is someone who does give you some autonomy, some leniency to make some choices, especially with pitching, right? That gives you that autonomy to make those choices, right? But also someone who's gonna get on you a little bit. If you're fucking around, he's gonna make you run laps, right? That's the type of coach that I look to as a leader. Authoritarian coaches, I don't respond very well. If you're always saying negative shit, if you say I'm never gonna amount to anything, and if you're just always just shitting on us, I mean, people thrive in that, but like I don't prefer that. I prefer a authoritative type coach. And permissive coaches, I don't want a fucking coach that just lets me fucking do whatever I want. Like that I'm not learning anything.
Nope. So I think there's many ways to answer this question. As a catcher, I am a fan when coaches allow catchers to call the game. I have played on teams where you have to look into the dugout for them to call pitches. Absolutely hate that. Not a fan of that. I am also a fan of having a coach who can actually perform the skill that they are asking me to do. So what I mean by that, I've had many coaches that, you know, they'll try and teach you how to hit, or they'll teach you how to pitch, or whatever it might be, and then they can't actually do what they're asking you to do.
At least the
and
basics.
They're trying to critique you on just say your pickoff move, right? But they can't do the pickoff move. So I like coaches who aren't too far away from the game, meaning they're not just the dad coaches.
Yeah.
Though those are meaningful in like little league. I'm talking about the coaches that, you know, probably played maybe some junior college level, even just through high school, right? Or some adult league, something, right? They're still somewhat active in playing in the game. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm not saying that you can't have an overweight coach. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying someone who could actually actively do the skill.
Yeah, I think it goes a long way, especially when you have, players trying to challenge you, right? Like, oh, like you don't know shit. And then
Yeah.
you actually do it. You're like, oh fuck, like he was right. Like that's how you get some of that buy-in. A couple coaches that I think that align to like what I admire. One of them is Joe Madden, Bruce
I thought you were
Bochy.
gonna say like personal coaches. I was like, oh
Oh
boy, he's gonna
no,
start name
no, I'm not.
dropping.
I'm not gonna. No, no. Joe Madden, Bruce Bochy, even Dusty Baker. Cash is a good coach, but I don't think I would thrive in his style. I don't think it's too analytical. It's too hey, we're gonna do this, and there's nothing else that you're gonna do. I'm gonna take you out,
Yeah.
even though you're doing good. I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah.
Blake Snell, so that's not me.
Yikes.
Mm,
I like someone who knows their team.
mm.
You think about Alex Cora, say what you want about the cheating scandal with him,
Oh
but
yeah,
he knows
he's
his team. He makes
mhm.
connections with his team. Big reason why Kike Hernandez is on the Red Sox. Um, so that connection as well is very important. So that brings me to Bob Melvin, and how
Yep,
he connects with his players.
yeah.
Might not make all the greatest pitching moves. I think that's Bob Melvin's weakest point, but I don't think we're judging on that. I think we're just judging on coaching style. So Bob Melvin uses the analytics, the personal side.
Hmm.
He comes at you from all angles. So
That's
uh,
a good one. I
yeah,
like that one. And then to answer the second question, I think we kind of touched on it, but
yeah, we kind of did it as we
just
went
I
along.
would be an authoritative type coach. Like, hey, like do your thing, man. Like if I go up there to my pitcher and say, hey, do you think you can do this? Like, if you tell me yeah, and I see that, fuck yeah, let's go
Yeah,
do it,
let's
man.
do
Like,
it. Let's
I
go.
believe in
Let's
you.
go get this out.
That's the shit. I want that coach that said, you know what, let's fucking do it. Don't take. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna take the ball away from you. You're gonna have to give it to me. Like that's my mentality. So,
Yep. I
good
think
question.
Yeah. And the style that I would implement is the opposite of everything I said. So I'd be the fat motherfucker who tells you how to throw a runner out at second, and I,
We're
I
gonna do
can't do
some
it.
push-ups. We're gonna do some push-ups.
My fucking back's out of place. My fucking knees dislocated.
Your form is wrong. Your form is wrong. You're not doing the push-up right.
Let me see you do one, coach. And then I would also call pitches from the dugout.
Oh
And
my
I'm
god.
totally kidding, but
And fucking throw out the numbers, the
yeah,
pitches.
yep.
Sorry, one fastball. You remember those coaches? They just go
Oh,
like this by the bucket.
yeah.
They'd
Not
fucking
even,
one fastball. It's
not even,
no 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 nothing. No
no,
nothing. No
yeah.
signs. The other ones that get me, the other coaches are when they're like 5-4-3. Like we're
Oh,
fucking
they
red,
shout it.
red, 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 4-5-3.
I'm
Okay, we're
clearing
not.
my
This is
throat fucking left and right. My bad,
not
guys.
fucking football, but okay, coach.
Yeah. We got a blue diamond 7, blue diamond 7. What the fuck does that mean?
Bingo. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Got grandpa in
Not
the stands. Got grandpa in the stands. Bingo. Got it.
Oh,
Oh
geez.
fuck.
Um,
Shout outs.
Shout outs. Let's start with the second one before we get to the
Yeah.
first one.
And actually, I mean, again, just because I want to end on that the one that you're talking about. Just shout out to everyone again. We've been growing at a decent pace. I mean, we're close to 300 followers, which is crazy.
Ew.
And I don't even want it followers. I just want to say community members. Like we're striving for a bigger community. We're not, it's cool that you like our pictures and stuff, but when you guys are commenting and responding to our interacting, like that's what we're looking for. So yeah, just shout out to everyone for all the support. All people are sending us videos or people have given me like video ideas. Shout out to you, Pat. Like just to post on TikTok, things like that. So
I got a TikTok idea when we're done.
yeah. So yeah, it's just pretty cool. It's just pretty cool that we're growing at a good pace. And yeah, it's much appreciated. Please continue to support us, and we'll continue to bring out some good content and shout people out because I know you all appreciate that. So thank you.
Always.
So my shout out is for a person. His name is June Lee. He's actually a staff writer for ESPN. So I want to say maybe a week ago he was on ESPN, and he was yeah, it was the last week actually. So when Chris Taylor hit the walk-off home run, you can clearly see that he had a wristband on, and it was a teal wristband, just like this.
Oh.
And yeah, I got one. Yeah. And people were wondering what it was. And June Lee, actually a few months back, wrote an article on really the situation within the minor league system. So he was just really addressing the reality of just minor league players and their lives. So in his own words, the reality of minor league baseball, just players, is that they have poverty level pay, they have poor housing, and it's a system that favors wealth, and there is literally a mental health crisis in minor league baseball with all of the organizations, and nobody's really talking about it. And for him to be on ESPN, where ESPN, of course, doesn't give baseball much exposure anyways, for him to step up and say, hey, this is what's going on in the baseball world, I truly do appreciate. So shout out to you, June Lee. That it's just awesome. His article is on ESPN, I believe, so go take it. If anything, look him up, and you'll be able to find it. And then just adding to that, shout out to Advocates for Minor Leaguers. So this is an organization that is showing that reality. They are the ones that, I believe, was it this year that they were showing like the Oakland Athletics minor league system with the sandwiches, the cheese and the
Yes.
ham. Like, this is the
That was this
organization
year.
that they're bringing the reality of it. They're showing the differences between organizations and how they're supporting their players, things like that. So shout out to Advocates for Minor Leaguers. They're really just providing a collective voice for minor leaguer baseball players, and really just showing that they deserve better treatment. So I do have this wristband in solidarity here. I do support minor leaguers. If you donate, I believe at least $10 to their organization, then you can get a wristband. And that's something that I did. It's more than $10. Just it doesn't matter. It doesn't really fucking matter.
Don't flex your wealth. What the hell?
Sorry. That's
Just kidding.
my bad. But I'm here to support minor leaguers. I have a lot of friends that are in the minor league system, and it's truly important. So just shout out to everyone. Yeah, you'll probably be hearing more of us from this. So
bouncing off of that, there is another foundation, Adopt a Minor Leaguer.
Yep.
Which, as soon as you saw, all of that on your end, I found these guys, and you could basically fund minor leaguers. They'll tell you exactly who it is, what team they play for, how much money they need, and it's kind of cool. Get connected to a specific player, right? Someone for you to root for, right? And my thing is with this, and this is another thing that we can go on a long tangent. How can a 18th round pick succeed when they get paid $20 a day?
On average, it's $11,000 a year. Minor leaguers on average,
$11,000 a year. How do you expect them to succeed when they're not sleeping well, right? They're not eating well. How do you think this 18th rounder is going to make it to the bigs? It's just not going to happen. Now, your first rounder, your second rounder, your third rounder, they're probably not going to have too many issues. They'll probably get there.
Yeah.
And obviously not all of them do, but they have a higher chance of making it just because they have the funds. They're being taken care of, basically.
Yeah. And to add to that, for the Adopt a Minor Leaguer, so pretty much, because I read this yesterday. I was actually telling Casey that I thought about doing it for next year. Us top of lineup. And the cool thing is that, like, you're not getting anything in return. You're not getting anything signed or any of that shit.
Don't need
You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And
satisfaction.
I feel like top of lineup we should do this. And this is something we could talk about more offline. But I believe it's between $100 $150 a month. And you support them until the next year of spring training. So if you think about it, it's close to 15 months of just being there for them, supporting them. Some of these minor leaguers have families, they have kids, they have wives, and you're helping them get through tough seasons and tough times, right? So
Yeah.
they just wanted to add that you all can go to Adopt a Minor Leaguer and look into that for yourselves. Really good opportunity. And then also just donate to Advocates for Minor Leaguers. They're also helping minor leaguers. So shout out to that just overall.
Yeah, live decision here. We made a bet on if Salvador Perez or Marcus Simeon was going to make the top 3.
Oh yeah.
We bet $100 as you
Yep.
guys as our witnesses. Whoever gets that $100, we will be donating it. We're not going to pocket it, and it is going to go to minor leaguers. Heard it here first. Hate to end this way. Good episode. We're back, baby.
Meaty episode.
Meaty. Oh yeah, always meaty. All you can eat at them Brazilian steakhouses. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is something that broke me down at work when I got this. Oakland Athletics legend Ray Fosse has unfortunately passed. 16 years battling cancer. This year he lost his wife, and he decided to step away from the broadcast booth for his health. It unfortunately continued to deteriorate and gone too soon. I tweeted this, and I mean it 100%. This is 100% authentic. When I think of baseball, you see things in your head, right? You hear things in your head. I hear 2 voices, Ray Fosse and Dick Callahan, and now both of those are gone. That was my childhood, listening to those voices, and you could even add Bill King in there. But just an amazing man on the field, off the field, the lives he's touched. We've talked about Dallas Braden and how big of fans we are of him. Well, Dallas Braden has learned a lot from Ray Fosse, and I mean the list goes on. He leaves behind a family, 1 daughter, 2 daughters. He definitely has at least 1 daughter. Not 100% on that one, but regardless, he's going to be missed by many, not only in the A's community, the MLB community, and of course in the Fosse family. So shout out to everything that he did in our lives, right? Soto's not an A's fan, but grew up listening to A's games as well, and just big shout out to what he has done to us and to the game, really.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. I grew up a Giants fan, but I went to more A's games and watched more A's games than Giants games in reality. And it's crazy, especially when you think about your childhood, you think of people like that, right? Kruk and Kipe, you think of Fosse. I mean, you can even throw in Vince Scully, right? He's still around for us, but it's those voices that help you imagine the game, help you imagine what's going on. Like those voices are you'll never get them out of your head. Like they're so distinct, and it's those that the commentary, the knowledge, the intelligence of the game that truly just helps you love the game even more. And Ray Fosse was for sure one of those people that, I mean, I'm a Giants fan, I'm a Bay Area fan, whatever you want to call it, but I became more of an A's fan through him than anything, because just the way he was able to articulate the game, you got to respect that. Everyone's different in how they call the game. He wasn't too biased, and that's something that I appreciate. So it's unfortunate. I know this hurts you a lot. You're a big A's fan. You've grown up an A's fan. It definitely hurts just in terms of the Bay Area. We definitely lost a really good person, but yeah, I have nothing else to say. I mean, it's sad. And we can only strive to have that type of
Impact.
impact. That's why we do this. You know what I mean? Ray Fosse was one of those people that encouraged us, or it motivated us to do something like this. So thank you again, Ray.
Definitely. On that note, top lineup out, baby.
Deuces.